Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
RowPaint.com is going all in this season with an all-star lineup. It's Coach Leon Rice and Andy Rowe.
Oh no. Want to just paint my house?
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust RowPaint.com to get that job done right.
It's time for the Tyson Degenhart Show with Boise State basketball star Tyson Degenhart, sponsored by Idaho Central Credit Union. Find a branch near you or get more information at iccu.com. Now here's Tyson Degenhart with BJ Rains for another edition of the Tyson Degenhart Show on Bronco Nation News.
Hey, how we doing, the Boise State fans? Welcome on in episode 13 of the Tyson Degenhart Show as we wrap up the year, final episode of the season at least. We'll see Idaho Central Credit Union presenting sponsor here of the Tyson Degenhart Show. And Tyson, we got a big viewership. I know there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of stuff happening of late, and you've got a decision to make as well. And we wanted to get to that, and we thought your show was the best way to let you explain your decision and hope folks understand your decision, moving forward. So we'll get to that in a couple of minutes here. We will do it towards the beginning. We're not going to make people wait all show. But been a couple of weeks, since we've talked. How are you? What have you been up to lately? And what's going on, man?
I've been good. Just trying to get done with school. That's kind of the main thing. During the season, it's hard to, stay on top of everything with all the practices, games, travel, and everything. So for me, it's all about, finishing the school year strong because I am a student athlete, and, it's all about, keeping the team GPA up and doing all the right things and just finishing my junior year the right way.
I know you had, you got a little, got healthy too, right?
Yeah. As most of you know, I broke my nose in the preseason during one of the practices. And so I had a surgery about 2 weeks ago just to fix up my airways, and I'm breathing a lot better and feeling a lot better. So really excited to, get back onto the court and start working out here pretty soon.
We are going to have a couple of special guests. I am sorry to Derek Morales, hoping that special guest would be number 22 on the softball team. You're going to have to riot, Derek. That is not one of our two special guests tonight.
They were supposed to play today in Pocatello, but they got lightninged out, so they're on their way home right now. So she wouldn't have been able to, be in a good spot for the interview tonight.
Tyson, how you been doing the last couple of weeks, man? Tough finish to the season, obviously, losing to Colorado, and just the way the season ended wasn't what anybody thought or expected. Just how tough was that? How long did that take for you to move past?
It was really hard. I know. For me personally, I didn't have my best game there. Looking back, I wish I could, change things and win that game, but ultimately that's not what the plan is. And, I think everything happens for a reason. And, I think that's just going to motivate me even more going on to the senior year. And, it did take a little bit of time though. I mean, I know Max and I were roommates on that trip, and, we probably stayed up till like 4 a.m. We just couldn't sleep. We were just talking about life and everything. And, just how it's going to be so different without him on the team next year. And it was just really hard to kind of get over. But after a couple days, you kind of get used to not having anything every day. And, watching the tournament did help a little bit, watching some teams that I was familiar with.
22-11 last year, another 20-win season. You guys go 13-5 in the Mountain West. I mean, you had that win at Viejas Arena. The one at the Pit obviously was a huge one early in the year, getting that win at Lawler Event Center in Reno. Obviously, the St. Mary's win. I know it ultimately didn't end up like you guys wanted, but how do you look overall at the season?
I think it was a success. We had a really new team and just trying to find the right pieces, and there were some early season struggles and just trying to find the right lineups. And, towards the end of the year, we started playing pretty good. And we had that big win at Viejas. We had some really great wins in conference. Ultimately didn't come up with either a regular season or a conference championship or the NCAA tournament win that everyone wants. But, top to bottom, I think it was a really successful year, and we're just going to continue building off of it each and every year.
All right, so you have a decision to make. We've seen a couple guys enter the transfer portal. We've seen a couple guys around the conference declare for the NBA draft. You having this platform wanted to be able to kind of explain your decision, why you're deciding to do this. And again, the question, a little awkward for you doing it on a BNN show. I guess depending on what your decision is going to be. I don't know the decision here. We're about to find out. But just to lay it out there, obviously there's 4 options. You could transfer. You could decide to, enter the NBA draft or go pro and just be done with college basketball. You could obviously, what a lot of people think you're going to do, potentially put your name into the NBA draft while keeping your college eligibility to do some workouts and things. And then the option 4 is just to say, let's effing go. We're going to rebuild this thing and build it back for next year. A lot of people watching. You got a lot of folks very curious on social media. Why don't you fill folks in on what your plans are for next season?
Yeah, so I know there's a lot of speculation about me going into the NBA draft with 2 back-to-back Mountain West first team all conference years. And, I definitely put some thought into it, but I'm ultimately not going to put my name in the draft. I think there's a lot of things that are positive about it, but for me coming off of surgery and, just wanted to do the right thing for my senior year, didn't feel like it was right. But, it's kind of awkward. This wasn't really a thing, 5 or 6 years ago where people had to announce this, but, I'm definitely staying for my senior year. If there was no doubt in my mind that, if I even did put my name in the draft, there was no other place I'd play rather than in Boise. And, it feels great to, get that off my chest a little bit, make sure everyone, deserves some good news after, a rough, month, I would say, after the Colorado loss and these transfers and all this stuff and a lot of news coming around. But there's no other place I'd rather play than in front of these fans in Boise. And, I'm just so thankful for everyone here. And I'm glad people are liking the news. I didn't want to scare anyone. And I really apologize if that was the case, but had to
we need our title sponsor, ICCU, getting as many views as we can. So we appreciate it. But you're back. You're a Bronco next year. Nothing to worry about for fans, and you're fired up, ready to go.
Absolutely. I want to finish what I started here and finish out my 4 years and just leave a legacy here.
What do you, there's fans saying people are, Leon's lost the locker room. We've seen a couple of guys transfer, not speaking about the guys that left, focusing on the guys that are still here. But what would you say in terms of the culture of this team and this locker room and what's going on right now, obviously behind closed doors?
If anyone has said Coach Rice has locked the locker room, that they're wrong. We still have a great culture here. A lot of great guys still in this locker room, and I'm just really, really excited for what's to come. I know, our roster isn't filled out yet, but I'm excited to see what the coaches can find in the transfer portal or even out of the high school ranks. And, I have 100% faith in this coaching staff to put together the best team that they can to really get this, this senior season started.
All right. Well, while the viewership's so high, let's not waste any more time. You had a decision to make, and you have a teammate that also had a decision to make, and a lot of folks curious and other schools poking around, whatever. But let's bring on one of your teammates here and see if we can get any good juice out of him as well. Omar Stanley, how we doing, man?
I'm blessed, y'all. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. We're obviously there's been a lot of things going on this past, couple of weeks as far as transfers, but I'm excited to announce that I'm coming back. You know what I mean? And I love being out here. It's been a great, first year for me. I was able to get second team all, Mountain West. And then like Tyson said, if anybody says Coach Rice lost the locker room, like that's just false. You know what I mean? Like he's been a great coach, and he's obviously things happen in the transfer portal. That's just the name of the game now. But I'm excited to announce that I'm coming back.
Let's go. Tyson made the announcement. You wanted to jump on, make yours as well, man.
Yeah, I wanted to come on, because I seen it. I was watching. I was like, all right, let me send Deggy a text real quick. I kind of want to share my news too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's great, man. Great news. And I know you, both you guys, I'm sure, but I mean, this, the way it goes with college basketball these days, Omar, I'm sure you had, whether it's through back channels or directly or legally or whatever. I mean, I'm sure stuff was going on behind the scenes. Like for you to come out right now and say this and be locked in here, like what does that say about your, love for this program and the city of Boise and what you think this team can still accomplish next year?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this team they brought me in and they've done nothing but, treated me as family. You know what I mean? This is on my first year out here, but I've been super grateful just to be a part of this program. As far as next year, we're excited. You know what I mean? I know Tyson's excited. I know I'm excited, to lead the guys that want to be here, that want to be a part of this amazing program and the guys that will be a part of this amazing program. We have a couple of really, really good freshmen. We have, a lot of good pieces that are still on this team, and we're only going to add more, and I'm looking forward to making history next year.
Tyson, your good friend Jeff Goodman is in the chat here, and he's a little jealous that he doesn't get an interview, or at least didn't get the news broke on the Field of 68 podcast here. But I mean, you got to do it on your own show here, right?
Yeah, you'd have to. I'll send Jeff a text after this and see if we can schedule him for another show.
Says tell Tyson I'm still waiting for my podcast appearance here. So
we'll get him on at some point. I know we've talked about it already, but we'll get you on, Jeff. I promise.
And yes, that is actually part of this, I guess. I know we're working on some sponsors and things, but the goal would be for a season 2 of the Tyson Degenhart Show.
Absolutely. With all these, new pieces coming in, just want to make sure that to let the fans kind of get to know these guys before the season starts and get them really excited for, the season to come and just run it back for another season.
What you mentioned the freshmen, Omar and Tyson. I'll ask both of you guys. Tell us about Andrew Meadow. And obviously he's going in to be a sophomore, but looks like his role is going to be increased this year. And I mean, he was playing behind 2 All Mountain West players in Buzo and Tyson last year and didn't get a ton of chance to kind of show what he can do. But I know we saw it in Canada and you guys see it in practice every day. Like for fans that are wondering if an Andrew Meadow is ready for a much bigger role on this team, maybe you guys both can just touch on a guy like Andrew and why fans should start getting really excited about him.
I can start. I mean, there's been times in practice where he gets it going from 3, and it feels like defensively there's really not much you can do. He's got such an incredible work ethic. Just the way he carries himself is very, very confident in himself, and I know he's probably in the gym right now, for all I know, just grinding away, whether it's like in the gym or at the park or whatever it is. And I've talked to his trainer before, and I know that he's going to be ready to go for this year, and I'm really, really excited.
What do you think?
I think the fans are already excited for Andrew Meadow. You know what I mean? Like you see the fans that came out for him. He's already built kind of a good fan base out here. But yeah, like Tyson was saying, he's probably the hardest worker on our team. He's probably in the gym right now. So he has a bright future. I'm also looking forward to watching, Chris Lockett play, and his growth throughout the whole year. It's been amazing if you were there to see it. On top of that, Emmanuel, he's also another hard worker. These 3 freshmen, they work so hard, and it makes me proud, just to be their teammate. Whenever I call them, they're in the gym. Whenever I text them, like, all right, I get back to you, I'm in the gym. You know what I mean? And so it makes me proud, and it makes me excited for next year.
Omar, I don't know how much you want to say on this. I mentioned kind of talked briefly just about what goes on in the portal these days. And no, we're not dumb. We kind of know what happens behind the scenes. It's part of the game. And I've heard some things about interest in you. I think it'd be dumb for folks not to be interested in you, but you're obviously coming back. I don't know what you're willing to say or not, but what is the crazy life of college basketball like right now, where you're a student and a player at one school and other schools make it known they want you, and there's dollar signs involved. And again, I don't know if you're not comfortable talking about it, it's fine. I'm not asking you to call out schools, whatever, but just in general, what's it like? We've seen one player from your roster already take advantage of that, and you had probably had some options too, from what I heard. What's it like right now in the crazy world of college basketball?
Yeah, and I bet you that you can harp on this too. It's almost like we're professionals. You know what I mean? Like we're going and this whenever money gets involved in stuff like this, it turns into a business, and it's always been a business, but now more than ever, especially with the rules, how the rules are nowadays. But yeah, I didn't, I wasn't really thinking about that after the season. My thought process after the season was, okay, let's go get it back next year. Let's go make history with the guys that want to be here. Yeah, so I really didn't think about anything too crazy. Plus, I just had foot surgery also, and they. Just this whole year, I've been taken care of an amazing amount. And so I'm super grateful. So that didn't cross my mind at all, leaving or even, thinking about the draft. I'm worried about next year and worried about our team and worried about being the best players we can be.
Tyson, for you, I know in years past this has come up. We've talked about it. I know you're not a guy that loves kind of talking about this type of stuff, but just in general, what do you think of just this current state and whether or not folks were reaching out to your parents or whoever, and just I'm sure a lot of teams would have liked to have had you, and a lot of players say, hey, I'll go to the highest bidder. I want the money. I got to worry about this. But obviously, you and Omar are two loyal guys here and like the situation you're in, and companies like Idaho Central Credit Union are doing what they can to the Duggan pastry perfection, and a lot of your sponsors that you can go through and thank them all if you want. But I know they're doing all they can here in Boise, and I know it obviously is enough for you to want to stick around.
Yeah, I recruit when I was recruited, I committed really, really early, so I don't think my number's that well known. So as funny as it sounds, I now have no coaches contacting me after the season, asking me to transfer or anything like that, and that just kind of goes to show that they know I'm stuck here. I'm here for the good, and I'm here for, all 4 of my years, and I'm really, really excited for that. And, it's such a new time for college basketball with money involved, and, it kind of changes where people will go. And, it does, there's people that go to the highest bidder, but you also got to kind of understand that there's some spots where money won't really chase you out, it didn't really matter how much money would have been thrown at me. I really, really wanted to stay here. No matter how much was thrown at me, I felt like this was the place I was meant to start my career and meant to finish my career.
We got over 3,000 people watching this right now, Tyson. You're getting a bump from Jeff Goodman and everybody else nationally. So we appreciate all the viewers, and hopefully you're going to keep tuning in to next year's show. I wanted to ask you guys about, Alvaro Cardenas. You bring in a point guard from San Jose State. You guys have played him. You've game planned against him. I know he was really sick when he played in Boise, and fans didn't see the best version of Alvaro Cardenas. But what'd you guys make of him coming? I don't know if you guys were around when he visited and the schools announced that he's joining the team and going to be your starting point guard next year. Now, just what's your take on bringing in a guy like Alvaro? 13 points, 5.5 assists a game for a team that struggled in the Mountain West, and now you put him around some better players. No disrespect to San Jose State, like you guys, and who you're going to bring in. What's Alvaro going to do for this offense? Tyson, I'll start with you.
It's funny you say about how he was sick. Before that game, I actually asked him, like, you feeling all right? And he's like, yeah. And I remember watching him in warm-ups, like, it seemed like a little step off. But it's funny to joke about that now. And just talking to him, he just eats, sleeps, breathes basketball. Like, his basketball mind, his basketball IQ is second to none. And just the way he approaches the game, it's really, really awesome to have a guy like him on our team. And what we've seen, what he's able to do over these last 3 years, and to have him on our team, I know he's going to have an incredible senior season.
Omar, Derek says he's going to go buy an Omar and T. Deggy shirt from the NIL store now with the news of you guys coming back, says Legends. But for you, I know you only been in the league 1 year. You played him twice, but just your thoughts on bringing in a veteran point guard like Cardenas.
Yeah, like Tyson said, he's a heck of a player. And obviously with him playing, sick last year, it goes to show what kind of player he is. He'll play through anything. But on top of that, he's a great leader. He's a great person. Me and Tyson were able to get dinner with him and talk with him just to kind of, see how he was. And it was, I was really, really impressed. So he's a great player, great person, great leader. I'm excited to, play with him and get to know him more.
So what's it like now? I mean, you guys have 4 scholarships left, and I know the coaches are out bringing guys in for visits. You had some last weekend. You got some this weekend. I know fans are a little nervous with what the roster looks like right now, but I mean, I was fighting them off on Twitter last night like, hey, it's April 24th. Let's see what happens here. What's your just take on the roster right now, and what you guys think you need to add or would like to add, and what's just your take on where things sit here with 9 scholarship players on April 24th, Tyson?
Obviously we have those 4 scholarships to fill, but we have some really, really great pieces on this team and some guys who are really, really ready to, step into a bigger role. I know Andrew's one of them. We talked about Chris, and you can even talk about RJ. He did some really great things for us last year, and, doesn't score a whole lot, but he does a lot of the little things that are really, really good for us. And to get M's, out of his red shirt, he's going to be a physical force for us. And the 2 freshmen coming in, Peanut and Julian, we're very excited about. And kind of look at the group that we have now. It's, we're really, really excited about it. And I know it's only going to get that much better with who we can get out of the portal.
What do you make, Omar, about the 4 spots you got left and what you think? I know they're looking at maybe another big, whether it be to start alongside you or to be the backup or whatever. And obviously there's some other spots available, but how do you look at the roster right now?
Yeah, like Tyson said, we're really focused on the guys that are here. You know what I mean? The guys that are, in the locker room, that are, that we're calling every day, checking in on, the guys that want to be here. And so, like you said, we have guys that are ready to step into a bigger role. We have guys that are, that are working their tails off. You know what I mean? RJ Keane is another one of those guys I think he's ready to, really make that big jump for us. So, as far as transfers, you know what I mean? That's just, it is what it is. We really can't control that. So we focus on, who's here.
You don't, just because RJ popped on 20 seconds ago in the background, you don't have to be nice to him, Omar. It's okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
He deserves it. He's been trolling.
Yeah, he almost spilled. Had some folks, Tyson, talking about potentially you getting married as being the big news. He was trying to hype that up a little bit. That's not the case.
No, that's not the case. I do not have a ring right now, so that'd be a little tough.
Tell us, Tyson, about the fake tweet here, man. I don't know, Omar, if you saw this or not, but there was a fake tweet that came out, a fake Tyson Degenhart earlier this afternoon saying he was transferring. It had some fans starting to freak out a little bit. Tyson, even your parents were getting nervous when they saw this, man.
Yeah, it's funny. I was sitting on the couch a little bit early watching the Heat Celtics game, and I get a call from my dad, and I'm like, I'm obviously going to answer it, and he's like, man, you scared me. I'm like, why? He's like, well, I saw this tweet on Twitter saying that you're entering the transfer portal, and I told him, like, that's not me. And he actually looked, and obviously that was my old profile picture. I have since changed it, and the username's not the same. So
it's missing 1 G, right? It's pretty close.
Missing 1 G. I mean, the bio was pretty close to the same, and it was a heck of an effort for the troll. I applaud it, but I'm glad that's not the case. And I felt a little bad that it scared my dad, but he knew what my decision was. And yeah.
But you kept telling me, and I was trying to look it up, and I couldn't get it to work, and I finally found it. And the reason I couldn't read it is because whoever this person is, I blocked them. So whoever it is definitely a troll that was trying to make some news, and it didn't work. Omar, final thing or two before we let you go. And I feel bad for our next special guest. It's going to be hard to top what you bring into the table here. What's your plan? You got finals next week, and then obviously you guys get a little break. You're going to go back home and get some of that KC barbecue, or what's kind of the plan the next couple of weeks for you?
Yeah, like Tyson said, BJ, I'm not an athletic student. I'm a student athlete. So, I got to finish my finals. I got to, get that work in, and then, it's off to back to Kansas City to go get some good homemade barbecue for my pops. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to coming back there this summer too.
And then you tell us briefly. You mentioned the surgery you had. I think that kind of surprised some people. What was it with that, and then the rehab, and when you're going to be back working out and stuff?
Yeah, so I'll start with when I was at St. John's, my beginning of my sophomore year. I ended up breaking my toe. Didn't know breaking my foot. Didn't know I broke my foot. Played through it, right? And when I got here, finally got an X-ray, got looked at. They were like, you can either play through it this year, or you can sit out and, take a medical rest shirt. And I'm like, all right, I came here for a reason. I want to play. So I decided to play. And about 3 days after, that tough loss to Colorado, I ended up getting the surgery. And so the recovery would probably be the whole summer, but, it was needed. But I'm happy I got it. I'm looking forward to next year being able to play off 2 feet and being able to, kind of have even feet. So, yeah.
So you were doing what you were doing last year at significant for most of the season at well less than 100%.
Oh yeah, well less than 100%. And so yeah, it wasn't a big deal to me though. You know what I mean? I enjoy playing with these guys. I enjoy being coached by the coaching staff. So it wasn't a big deal to me. I'm glad
folks are giving you a lot of love. Omar's such a class act. All the comments on here. I know you've said numerous times this is a special place, but you start somewhere, you go somewhere. You grow up somewhere. You come out to random Boise, Idaho, and you never know what you're getting yourself into. But the fact that you're saying tonight that stop calling me, whatever, stop tweeting at me, I'm coming back. We're going to do something special next year. I mean, that must say something about this community and this program and what your first year here in Boise has meant to you.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal out here, and very underrated spot. I've said it multiple times. And so I really, I feel like me and Dave really don't have to do a lot of explaining to anybody. We're loyal to Boise State, and we're looking forward to coming back.
Well, I would suspect you're going to be a team captain next year, Omar. I mean, you and Tyson, I would think, are going to be the two guys, the spokesman, all that. You get to go to Vegas for media days. Like, it's going to be a fun year for you. We're looking forward to it, and a lot of folks are having some great comments. Run it back, get that tournament win. Omar, Bronco Nation loves you. The dynamic duo. I could go on and on here. If Omar wasn't 100%, can't wait to see what he does next year. So everybody's pumped, man. We really appreciate you jumping on. I was going to say you stole Tyson's thunder, but I think it's kind of cool. We made both announcements the same time here, and you guys got Bronco Nation excited. I know it's been a rough couple of days for various reasons. Fans were a little nervous, wondering what was going on, but you're telling folks to relax and have some faith here, and this program's going to be just fine.
We'll be just fine, guys. Seriously. Don't worry.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for jumping on. Good luck with the finals next week, and we'll be talking to you soon, man.
Thanks. God bless.
There he is, Omar Stanley. Tyson, I don't know if you were aware that was happening or not, but pretty cool to get Tyson on there to make his announcement too, man. Or get Omar on there.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. I've talked to him throughout the this last month, talking about next year, and he never had anywhere else on his mind but here. He was very, very committed, and I'm really happy he got his surgery and everything kind of get settled, and to know he played on a broken foot is just so much more exciting to me to see what he can do when he has 2 feet that are fully healed. Some of the things that he could do on the court on one broken foot is incredible, and I can't wait to see what he can do with 2.
Well, let's go straight into our second special guest here. I don't know if he has any kind of announcement to make, given the announcements you guys have made, but we'll bring on the great RJ Keane. RJ, I know you were begging to be a guest on the show again, so Tyson finally obliged, but how we doing, man?
BJ, I was not begging. I got a text from his media team asking for me to join. And you've been talking some trash, BJ. All I know is make sure you keep my name out your mouth, big dog.
RJ, are we a Cardinals fan or an Astros fan today? Which one?
My Cardinals are in almost dead last, so
we took 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks this week.
Yeah,
your Astros have probably the worst pitching staff in the league as of right now.
For the NFL season at this point, go Texans.
Well, yeah, I know. We'll get to, sorry. Go ahead, Tyson.
Talk about your how much you like the new Texans uniforms. Talk a little about that.
I need to get another one. I have a CJ Stroud jersey. I want to wear it tomorrow night to Kojo just because he's from Houston, even though he threw out the first pitch for the Rangers. A little salty about that. Other than that, Texas uniforms are beautiful.
We'll get to you guys can have some fun and BS about the playoffs and all that in a minute, but let's talk basketball for a couple minutes here, RJ. We saw a couple of guys decide to enter their name in the portal. I know you were a guy that could have done that. You're obviously still here. I don't know if you've publicly commented or said anything on this, but it seems like you're here to stay. Maybe just update folks on, why that was the case and why you still want to be part of this program.
Yeah, of course I want to stay. Our culture is very strong. And I think I have a unique play style that can fit in. It was hard to get minutes last year, the 2 spot with Max being all conference. But I think this upcoming year I have a good spot to blend in, and I think we can win a ton of games. I think our team's going to be even better. I know people are in the transfer portal, but it doesn't mean we're still really good right now. I think our team right now could win a lot of games.
How much better is RJ Keane than what fans have gotten a chance to see so far?
I got a little shell this year. This was considered my freshman year in basketball-wise, even though I'm old. And I think you're gonna love it. I kind of want to get a little gritty this year, maybe dive for some loose balls, maybe hype up the crowd a little bit, but just basically be myself out there and have some fun and make some winning plays.
So do you technically have 3 years left still?
Yeah, I'm going to be here forever, hopefully. I'll be like Cam Martin Jr. Got the tattoos and whatever he got going on over there. But yeah.
What do you think you can provide? And again, it's so hard in your role, man, coming off the bench. And Tyson, maybe you can touch on this too, just for fans that don't know how hard that is. You don't get to play a lot, then you come in, you're expected to hit an open three when you're cold coming in off the bench. RJ, like how hard is that role where you're a bench player where you don't know if you're going to play, and then there's 4 or 5 games where you don't play, and just how did you kind of try to adjust to that last year?
Yeah, I mean, being a bench player, certain times you don't know when your name's gonna be called, and just making sure you're ready. I mean, I didn't shoot well from 3 this year. I mean, if you go watch my film, half of it's garbage time, me chucking up deep ones. But yeah, I know I'm a consistently good shooter, and coming off the bench is kind of tough because I mean, I think I didn't play 5 games in a row, and then all of a sudden I played 5 games in a row, and then I didn't play 5 games in a row. I mean, just being ready and understanding that we got to win games. I mean, everything's about winning, and how can I help and impact winning will be the reason why I'm on the court.
I was going to say, with that being said, what do you think you can do to impact winning? What do you bring to the table, you think, in terms of if you can get a bigger role this year?
I mean, you got a little micro view of me this year. Like, I think I can rebound the ball. I mean, I was talking to David Moats, and my goal is to lead. Oh, I was talking to Tyson, actually.
Yeah.
We have like a mini bet with each other that I'm going to lead Mount West in offensive rebounds. Is that the goal?
That was the goal.
And then the other goal is lead the nation, but we'll see.
Bob Barry, our friend, says Keane beat the Gales.
That is true, Bob. Yeah, you were not very good that night, Bob. Your team lost.
Bob Barry is a fan of the program, and Bob Barry is me and Tyson's best man.
There you go. You guys both are better golfers, though.
Yeah, yes. Bob Barry's a little interesting cat on the course, tell you that right now.
You mentioned the rebounds, man. You were able to get in there and get a lot of offensive rebounds. I mean, you're just kind of that guy that can be, can slice in there or whatever, and get underneath it. And the guys, you're faster, quicker, and you jump in there and get them. You had a lot of those. You didn't have the most success sometimes with the putbacks, but I mean, you were able to dive in there and get those. And like you're saying, I mean, is that something you think if guys guarding you are smaller and you're gonna have some mismatches, or you think the glass is a way you can really make an impact?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you put a 7-footer on me, I can still get a rebound over them. I mean, I have a knack for the ball, and I have a good feel for everything. And just rebounding is all about there's no skill involved. It's about if you want it more. And I could care less about my body and sacrificing it, so I'll get anything I want.
David Moats is watching the show. We always appreciate hearing from him. Rebounding equals toughness.
That's true. That's 100% true.
I know David Moats charts every rebound you guys do in practice. Tyson, what do you think of RJ in terms of whether it's rebounding or how he can contribute to this team? And again, I know fans didn't get to see it, but you guys see it in practice every day. And I know there's a lot more in the tank that we can see this year from RJ.
Yeah, I mean, you saw kind of a glimpse of it this year. He had some really, really great spurts for us, and he makes a lot of winning plays, and I think that's the thing that makes him so special. He makes all the winning plays, diving on the floor, rebounding, defending, doing all the little things that may not show up on the stat sheet, but show up, when they matter in the games. And I'm really, really excited for him to take the next step. And, I know what he can do. I've seen it before. There's been times in practice where he gets it going, and I'm really, really excited for him.
And I know you take a lot of credit for the big one-handed slam he had in Canada, because if you hadn't missed the shot, he wouldn't have been able to throw that down.
It is I kind of count it as my assist a little bit.
It was a pass.
It was just a pass off the rim.
By the way, Jordan says, Tyson, RJ, you got him to go with the double patty bacon and cheeseburger at Timberstone recently. Had to go all in for those guys.
I'm repping it right now.
We saw you in the video with the new food truck out there.
Food truck is very good out there. You just got to make sure you order by whole 8. They put a little sign out there, and they don't have the hot dogs in the pro shop anymore. You got to order them from the.
I got a little beef with Kelly. I don't think the hot dogs are quite as good as the ones they had, but the rest of the food is a huge upgrade in terms of the sandwiches and things.
Yeah, I was trying to go out Saturday, but I got a host this visit coming up here, so I need to get out there soon.
Oh, visit. Oh, we should. Now we got Moats watching, so we probably can't say too much here. But by the way, I'm sure you guys would be happy to know that I picked up a golf club for the first time in about 8 months and went to Timberstone. What do you think the over/under was on my score there?
120.
Oh, come on, it wasn't good, but it wasn't that bad.
You probably play from the ladies' tees. To be
no,
honest.
I go whites. No, shot nice, smooth 99.
You're on the junior tees, big dog.
No. Maybe I should. I could shoot a little better game, but we were out there with Coach Riddle and a couple other folks, and I shot a nice 99. Nice little putt on 18 to break 100. It felt like I was, breaking par, but it was. We got a long summer to go, so we'll work on it. But
Bryant Jr.
Yes, but I know you guys both are committed to the golf tournament again in May. We're looking forward to that. I know David Moats is going to be back out there. I need your opinion, though, because I did get a request from Max Teams who would like to play in the golf tournament. I mean, is that big enough to be a celebrity entrant, or do I need to make him pay to play, or what do you guys think on Max?
I'm not going to let RJ say anything because he and Max have such an interesting relationship. He's probably he could probably toss him on a team as a celebrity, like 5th or 6th. He can hit a couple good drives down the middle. His short game's a little shaky. That's about it.
I mean, it's Max Teams. He folds under pressure, so I don't know if anybody wants him on their team. So,
hey, Keane, you remember when we were playing me and McG versus you in teams? You made the birdie on 4 for the win, the playoff hole.
It's a team sport, Deggy. It's a team sport.
Okay.
Michael Johnson chimes in. No teams, huge slice.
Yeah, 4 right. You're out there with
seriously, teams. MJ. Yeah, you know what? Teams on your team equals a long day.
Come on, we love teams. Good dude. He's we're just giving him a hard time. He's a GA, does a tremendous job, works really hard. And he said, Derek says teams almost gave his life for this program in Canada. It's the least we can do. Remember the was it the rope? Was it using the rope or jumping off the cliff?
Gosh,
It was in the vlog I was doing. Stu. Shout out to Stu. Stu was awesome. He was our tour guide, and we got so far behind the group. Everyone's we were either too far behind the main group and too far ahead of the people bringing up the rear. So we stopped at a little rock to jump off of, and Teams was going. I'm videoing him, and there's a rope, and it almost gets caught on his foot. And we were when it happened, but he ended up being fine. And it was a very scary moment, looking back at it. I totally forgot about that. So shout out to Derek for bringing that back up.
Classic. That is a very classic.
Our friend Kelly's watching out at Timberstone, says let teams in. So if Kelly says you got to let teams in, we'll find a spot for him. I know you both were involved in the celebrity shot last year. We're going to talk about doing that again. I know Jonah Dalmas, Maddox Madsen are interested in maybe taking that from you guys this year on the football side. We'll have to figure that out moving forward here. But looking forward to Timberstone, having you guys both out there May 31st. We only got a couple of foursomes left if folks are interested. BroncoNationNews.com/golf. Tyson, any other basketball related questions, or do you guys want to just talk playoffs and stuff? And I'll stay out of it here.
I mean, BJ, did you see that report on Twitter about you pitched your son 130 pitches and you Tommy John? Is that true?
He did actually have a sore arm, and so we didn't pitch for a couple of weeks. And it was funny you said that because that was about the time that happened. So I don't know what sources you got, but they're pretty good. But he is perfectly fine. 11 pitch inning yesterday, 2 strikeouts, no runs, and so we're 4-1-1, pushing towards the playoffs. So if you want to, maybe we could use maybe a special pregame speech. RJ, if you're interested in coming out before the playoffs and firing these kids up. Yeah,
kids love me. I mean, I can hype him up pretty well, BJ. I know you're a little salty father when it comes to pitching balls and strikes. So,
you know what? I'm the most laid back coach. I make sure in the first 3 innings, every kid gets to play at least the infield 1 inning. I move the lineup around. I do different. I try to get everybody involved. I'm not the
I know the parents don't like you that well.
Oh, get out of here! They all love me, man. Come on.
They put their son in right field. Not a good look.
If they're in right field the first inning, they're at second base the second inning. So I give everybody a chance. Come on.
Do they play the rest, or do you?
Everybody sits 1 inning. We rotate it around. I mean, come on now. Come out to it. Feel free to come out to a game and see. But
the Naismith just play short the whole game.
No comment. But
You're a good investigator, Keane. You get the answers.
We rotate him at third for an inning, maybe first for an inning, but usually the infield. Yeah. People are saying they guarantee I yell at the umpires. No, I don't actually. I don't say a word to the umpires. They've made it very clear to us that it's zero tolerance. You say one thing, you're gone. And I'm not that kind of I'm not doing that.
Just checking.
By the way, we have a Sarah Keane that has infiltrated the chat here. Could send some old videos of you pitching on the mound. Maybe we need to check those out.
I'm pretty sure it's past their bedtime back in Houston, so I think she should shut it down.
Sarah, you got my email address, I think. I would love to see some of those. We can maybe have those on a future episode here.
You can send them to me too, Sarah.
Yes. Folks are saying RJ needs his own show. Matthew agrees. RJ needs to get into comedy. No way RJ's mom is in here trying to expose him. We got a lively chat here tonight.
It wasn't really exposed. That was a dominant pitcher, BJ.
RJ's like top 2 funniest guys of all time that I've met in my entire life. That's a fact.
Sarah says game on, so we better be ready to be checking those messages there for the videos.
10 o'clock her time. She needs
RJ, what's your plan for the next couple of weeks, man? You got finals next week, obviously. You going to get the chance to go home for a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to go home because there's a lot of golf tournaments, I feel like, in May. And then I'm going to my girlfriend's sister's wedding in May. And then, I'm going to try to go home in first week of June.
First week of June. Going to go home for a little while and then get back. And I don't know if we asked you about Cardenas. What do you think about adding him to the mix?
Oh, I got to know Cardenas pretty well. We went to Topgolf together on his visit, and me and him chopped it up pretty well. We've been texting over Instagram a little bit, and I mean, he's ready. He's so excited to be here, and he wants to win so bad, and he's going to be a really good point guard for our team.
Chad says I let my kids sit out of the conditioning drills. No, that's not true. I make them do more than the other kids. All right. So I'm the dad that probably penalizes my kids more because I don't want people saying that. So I make one of my kids bats last, and I definitely probably penalize my kids more than I should. I only let Naismith pitch 1 inning yesterday, and he went 1, 2, 3. I mean, I easily could have let him go another inning, but I try to give other kids a chance.
The problem is you're too worried about it. So I mean, that means it's going on.
What do you think of Matthew's comment here? He says all RJ does is play golf and go watch baseball games.
And he goes to Chick-fil-A. Don't forget that, Matthew.
Yeah, so I see Matt I used to get chicken minis literally every day, and I used to see him every morning. But yeah, I like to go vacation. Not vacation, but I'm trying to hit every MLB park, BJ.
Okay, where are we at?
I think I'm at like 14.
That's pretty good.
And I'm hitting 15 May 8th. I'm doing a day trip. So I fly out in the morning of May 8th, go to Oakland Coliseum, then fly out that night. Little doubleheader against the Rangers. Little money ball action.
That sounds pretty good. I'm trying to pick which comments I'm going to skip over here and which ones I can actually mention. Let's see here.
I like the BJ memes in the comment. Keep that up, please.
Yeah, there you go. No, I don't yell at the umpires. We had 2 comments about that. Folks are really liking, let's see, what's the harder tempo, your backswing or a free throw?
Backswing for me. I can't figure it out. That's where I struggle on my golf swing.
I think I have a pretty decently backswing. I like to swing hard, but free throw is more tempo.
Let's see. Let me just make sure I'm not skipping over anything here.
I see. Go to Logan's comment because he's concerned about all the recruits staying with RJ. That's actually funny because our coaches are always a little concerned about RJ being with the recruits, but he does get him out of their shell, and that's what we need. We need to, like, a lot of times on the visit, you're a little closed off. These are new people, a lot's going on, and he's just there just to talk to you about sports, life, whatever it may be, and play video games, do that kind of thing. He's very, very good on a visit. So shout out to you, RJ, for that.
He says coaches are kind of concerned. What do you think of that, RJ?
I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, with the recruit coming in, the last, if you know me, I'm like the most outgoing person of all time. And it's good. Like Cardenas said he loved talking to me. He said it made him feel comfortable. That's what he told the coaches. I mean, I'll take that. I mean, so thank me for Cardenas a little bit, I guess. But yeah, the guy come this weekend, I'm gonna get him to commit 100%. Like if there's odds, he's gonna commit.
Okay. Well, we'll find out later who it was at some point. What is, maybe this is kind of a dumb question, but for fans wondering, like what's your guys' role when a recruit does come, and what is that like? And do the coaches ask you later what you thought of them, or how does that kind of work when you guys are bringing in guys from the portal for a visit?
Well, I'll give you an example. Like, we'll take them to like either Top Golf if they like to golf. We'll take them to Big Al's if they like to bowl. And mainly our job is just to chop it up with them at like dinner, or if it's just at like a little team activity, and just talk life and sports. I mean, they're drowned with basketball. I mean, just make them feel like it's a family environment, which it is, and just show them around and make sure everyone's on board. And I mean, it's hard not to like a visit here.
Somebody asked if you let them win.
I mean, no. Like, it's hard. I mean, I'm very competitive. I mean, bowling, I did struggle the other day. Had a little, like, my wrist issue or something. I don't know what was going on with that. Kept on hooking my bowls. So, shot like a low 100s. It was a rough day. With
the bumpers, you only shot 100?
Deggy had the bumpers on his lane.
Let me preface. I didn't have to go get some guy to come get the bumpers down for us, but it took 9 frames. And I'm not going to wait, so I was still bowling.
And he just bank shot left and right. I'm like,
bank shots that ended up in strikes.
That's funny.
BJ Tyson probably wouldn't let his kids use the bumpers, and when they were 5, he probably had no bumpers.
No, I want to use the bumpers, so I'll let them use them. That's fine. Tyson, what's your role? What do you make of when a recruit comes in for a visit? Like has been happening the last couple of weeks, is happening here, I think, this weekend. Like, what's that like for you guys as players?
It's definitely a fun time. You know, you're getting to meet maybe a future teammate or two, and it's all about just getting to know them. You know, I have a lot of faith in the coaches to find guys who have a lot of talent, but we want to find guys that fit into our culture and want to be a part of what we have. You know, I think we have something really, really special here, and we're just going to continue to rise. And, you know, we just want to find guys that'll fit in with our team. And, you know, with like RJ and I, we get a good feel of like what we think of each guy that comes in. And the coaches do ask, and we want to always make sure our input is there so that the coaches know like what we think about each guy and if they're a good fit or not.
RJ, I know, Tyson, I know you want to talk whether it be hockey playoffs or basketball. So we'll see if there's any more comments, but I know you had a couple of questions or at least some discussion points, and I don't want to take up the rest of our time talking about basketball stuff. So what angle do you want to go here in the final few minutes? The floor is yours.
I kind of want to start with NBA playoffs with you, Keane. What are your thoughts to the first like two games of each series?
I think the Nuggets are locked in.
Man.
Did you watch the Celtics game today, BJ, or were you not locked in?
I have not seen the Celtics game today. No, we were actually selling our house with Bauscher Real Estate, Matt Bauscher, Kelly Ridley doing a great job. But right now we are having to leave the house randomly when people want to come see it and stuff. So it's been a little tough to kind of have any kind of real life, to be honest with you.
BJ, your address is public now. Not just for the fans wondering if they tweet anything.
Well,
bad
I thought the house was sold and then the person backed out. So technically that is true, but not for much longer. So.
Yeah, if you see some toilet paper in the trees, it wasn't from me.
Well, I mean, if anybody wants to buy it, yeah, we're selling. We are. Keane, you need to upgrade. Is the housing not good enough there downtown or wherever you're living?
Actually, I am moving out and I have no place to stay. And I am hoping one of these new recruits coming in, transfers, are cool enough for me to live with them.
Okay. Okay, there you go. That's fine. But yeah, this is for you and Tyson to talk sports, not give my address out publicly here. So go for it.
It'll be out. It's already out there, BJ.
I'm gonna go delete that now. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, after that game 2 thing with the Nuggets and them, just the way they kind of came back, they almost seem like untouchable in a way. And obviously, there's a lot of good teams in the West, but they're just on a different level, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, playoff basketball and playoff hockey right now, I mean, it's a sports fan's dream. Like, because they just compete, and that's what you like to watch, people competing.
You're seeing a lot lower scores in the NBA games, a lot less teams scoring under 100, which shows the level of defensive intensity that I think everyone really, really enjoys to see. But it's hard to compete 82 games with that kind of defensive intensity. What do you think?
Oh, it's so fun to watch. I mean, if you can't guard, you're not going to play in the playoffs. And that goes with any basketball these days now. I mean, NBA, like with college basketball, you can't guard, not going to play.
Exactly. And, when it comes to crunch time, they're going to try to get, pick and roll to get your worst defender on their best player and just hopefully, figure that out the hard way and, make defensive adjustments that way.
Yeah, for sure.
who you got coming out of the East? The East is kind of up for grabs a little bit. I think there's a lot of good teams.
Like the Knicks.
Shout out to Dom in the comments. Knicks, I do like the Knicks. I like the way Tom Thibodeau really emphasizes their defense and the way Brunson, DiVincenzo.
Randall, they'd be so good.
That team would be really, really good. They need that, like a 4-man to start. Celtics, they did get outshot from the 3-point line today, I think. It is what it is. Matthew, what do you guys think about LeBron crying for fouls again?
He always does that. Nuggets of 4.
It's he does complain a lot, but I'm sure he does get fouled. About the replay booth, yeah, that was I think that was a bad reversal. I mean, I thought Russell got hit in the face on the downswing from Porter, but I'm glad I'm not a part of the replay center because I would get that one wrong.
You see Lamont Butler's enter the transfer portal?
Is that true? I've been seeing that in the comments. I knew he entered his name in the draft.
I wasn't sure if we were supposed to bring that up or not. I don't know if that's considered tampering or I don't know.
I don't know. It was just in the comments.
Yeah, I just read a comment, BJ.
Yeah.
Just reading the comments. Well, yeah. Would love to ask more about that.
Fact check that for me?
I'll check on that while you guys are talking, but I'm not sure what we're supposed to say on that.
Okay. We're not going to comment much on it, but Alex Martin.
What does that even mean?
Yeah. Alex, and he deleted it. Kelly, can your boy Thigala catch Scheffler?
I don't think anyone can catch Scheffler right now. Scotty's playing at an unbelievable level.
Just to see, I think the RBC win was more impressive than the Masters win, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, if you take out Scotty, I think Thigala's 2 wins this year.
And Thigala's probably top 3 in money.
Yeah, I think he's number 5th.
And he's top 5 in FedEx Cup points. So he's having a great start to the year. And I think he has a chance to win this weekend at the Zurich.
Yeah,
him and Zalatoris. Very good team.
That is correct, by the way. Here's a story from the San Diego Union Tribune. So there's the story right there. Keeping the option open to return to San Diego State. Biggest shot in San Diego State history, as I requested the paperwork to enter the portal. And will, quote, explore my opportunities by entering the portal while keeping open the option to return to San Diego State. But I do know that I've read some other places that once you leave San Diego, there's some schools that might take you back. I don't think San Diego State seems like that's one where they're real welcome to welcome you back once you say that you're maybe leaving. So we'll see. But, I mean, nothing surprises you guys anymore, right? I mean, every day you're seeing new guys enter, and it's I mean, I don't know about my Twitter feed is nothing but guys committing and entering and doing this and that. I mean, this is we didn't really ask you about it, RJ, but this is certainly a crazy era of college basketball.
Yeah, I mean, the college basketball era is actually unreal right now. I mean, growing up in the college basketball era, you see transfers, but it's like the grad transfer sitting out 1 year, and it's like this year it's like the portal is flooded. And I feel bad for some of these programs like Eastern Washington. It's like hard to get guys because I was talking to McGuire Munson today, and he said, like, if you're over 6'10", you're asking for $50,000. It doesn't matter how many points you average. And that's crazy in today's world. It's like, just go out there and play. I mean, money's going to come. I think happiness on the court is more better than money.
Tyson, Robbie wants to know about your post on Instagram. Maybe you can talk about the event at the Egyptian Theater.
Oh, yeah. So this has been the second year of it. We had a former gymnast, Hope Masaido. She did her Masters of Athletic Leadership, and her project was to bring the athletes all together to create more unity with everyone and kind of get everyone underneath the same roof. So every April it's called Best of the Blue. It's our award show. So we have, I think there's probably like 6 or 7 different awards. There's some that are male and female. There's like Team of the Year, Moment of the Year. So last year, the inaugural one, we won Moment of the Year with our San Diego State win at home. So it's just a very, very cool event. It gets put on at the Egyptian Theater. It's just a great event to see all the athletes dress up and do all those kind of things.
RJ, I can't find the comment here, but somebody was asking earlier about your favorite game from last season. Obviously, some nice road wins. I don't know if it was something where you got to contribute, but what stands out to you about what you guys did last year, and if there's anything that stood out in particular, a certain game or moment or anything?
I mean, playing wise, I think St. Mary's was fun, but also like San Diego State was pretty fun. I know I didn't play in it, but still experienced that. It was really cool because I was so happy for Cam Martin, and he's been through it, and me and him are really good friends. And I still talk to him. I still message him all the time. And just seeing all the work he's paid off for that, and the Max's shot too. I mean, that was magical.
For me, the New Mexico game at the time was pretty crazy too. When you guys just handled them the way you did, I thought the New Mexico game, the Reno game was early, so you didn't really realize how big of a win it was at the time. What was the loudest road venue this year? Was it Utah State?
Yeah, they had those latex gloves, and that thing was just
doesn't
going on down in Logan.
And two coaches' sons they have a bunch of signs. I just remember the first, so they got let on at the 75-minute mark before the game, and there's just Max Rice sign after Max Rice sign.
Like 17 Max Rice signs an hour before tip-off.
Yeah, and they were booing every time he made a shot in warm-ups and cheering every time he missed. So,
and then I think the first possession of the game, or pretty early on, he drilled a long three, and I thought, oh, maybe this is going to be the night. And then obviously it didn't really work out that way for the team. But yeah, I would say they were louder and they were doing the whole, I mean, if any other night where they're not doing the ceremony for naming the court for Stu Morrill or whatever, who knows what would have happened. But was that, I mean, what everybody talks about Viejas, and it's big, but I don't know if it's necessarily loud compared to some of the others. What do you guys, in terms of Mountain West venues or places you've been, how do you guys kind of rank them, whether it be for loudest or hardest to play in or favorite to play in? What do you guys think?
I mean, you got to put, I think the top three are probably Viejas, the Pit, and the Spectrum, I would say. That's just who I think they are. And they have a great student section. They always show out. And I think the thing about Viejas is it's so like spread out in a way. Like it doesn't really feel like everyone's on top of you. But when you're in the Spectrum and the Pit, it feels like everyone's on top of you. And they're very, very loud. I'll give them a lot of credit.
Yeah, Reno's kind of slept on too. When they make a run, it gets loud.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
very underrated. I think Colorado State, when it gets sold out, they're very, very good as well. I think we have a lot of great road venues in this conference.
Yeah, the Mountain West,
go ahead.
Better than the Pac-12 environments, I think.
Jordan says, what was the better venue, the Idaho Central Downtown Arena or the Idaho Falls Arena?
They were, I don't know, they were uniquely different, but at the same time, it still felt like a home game.
Yeah, both of them felt like home games. I think the one thing that the Mountain America Center has is it's a little smaller, and it feels like, there's not as many seats, and so it was a very, very loud in there. I think it was louder than the ICC Arena. So I think
St. Mary's game, that game got loud.
It definitely felt like a home game there.
There were some Washington State fans at the ICCU Arena. So
yeah.
It was like, wasn't, I didn't see there's only one Gale fan. It was that little bald dude that was courtside.
May have had one too many.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bob Berry.
We were.
Yeah, that's who.
And I'm going to put that out there. He stole the game ball.
What? Uh-oh.
Come on, Bob. Where's your comment at?
That was
Bob Berry took the game ball home. I don't know where that ball is, but I mean,
that was the only game all season that I did not attend in person, was the St. Mary's game. We had the championship game for football the next day. So we had a watch party at Circa, and we probably had 150, 200 Boise State fans that were in town for the football game, packing the sports book, watching it at Circa there. And it was a lot of fun, but I'm hoping you guys get another game back there this year so I can make it to the arena there, because I haven't seen it there in Idaho Falls. You don't have to answer this, Keane, but it's making me chuckle. I think
I saw it.
Folks are so interested now in who the visitor is this weekend. And again, you don't have to answer this, but wants to know if you're going to have to put the passenger seat all the way up or move it back in terms of is it a guard or a center? I like the try there, Bronco 130, but you don't have to answer that, Keane.
Oh, my girlfriend likes the seat all the way back, so I don't move it at all.
Okay, there you go.
Like, I just she likes to be comfortable, so I like to, make sure it's just laid back. I mean, I might have to move it up, might move it back, whatever the recruit likes. Who knows?
What'd you make of the Jamal Murray game winner at the buzzer there?
That was disgusting.
LeBron take that three, right? He's wide open like that, or should he have tried to drive in? Or
I mean, people give LeBron a lot of hate for missing that. It's like he made a lot of bugs before, but man, don't cry about the officials. Come on now.
Yeah, that was a tough three to miss, especially, this was your last possession before the end of the game, and just an incredible shot over an incredible defender, and that's kind of the game the Lakers needed to have a chance in this series. Up 15 at half, I kind of thought they were going to win it anyways, and then towards the end, the Nuggets just never went away, and they're just very, very, very good and very well coached, and they just have a camaraderie about them that's all about winning, and they have guys that are staying there and being a part of the team for multiple years. That goes a long way.
do you guys have a favorite player, favorite team in the NBA, or do you just watch it more generally as a fan and don't really care, in terms of who wins and stuff? Do you have a dog in the race, either of you?
I mean, I grew up a Rockets fan. I grew up a Harden fan. So, I mean,
Okay.
I'll root for the Clippers a little bit, but I mean, I could care less.
I'm waiting for
watching good basketball.
I'm waiting for the Seattle team to come back, and then I have a dog in the fight. But I just enjoy watching, high level basketball, kind of see what actions they're running, and just to see how good these players are, because I don't think TV does it justice. These guys are very, very, very talented.
What about on the hockey side, RJ? The Blues are out. Tyson, I know are you a Kraken fan? What do we got on the hockey side here?
Yeah, definitely Kraken fan. I remember I think it was February, we had a chance, or maybe it was even January. We had a chance. Like, we were looking really good after the Winter Classic win, and
I like it, Keane.
We never had it. We just never got on a roll when we needed to and didn't make the playoffs. But there's a lot of good teams. I think Edmonton's playing a lot better after they fired their coach. Shout out to Jeff at Timberstone. He's a very big Islanders fan or Oilers fan. So hoping they can get it done. I think that would take a big load off of McDavid's back. It's the one thing that's been knocking him, his playoff success. So
BJ, you see what Bainton said? He said the Blues we're gonna be dialed in next year.
Better be. Hasn't been. We got better than last year, but still not very good. So, me and Abe Jackson, actually, I know you went to. Didn't you and Burke Smith go to a game in San Jose, Keene, a couple years ago? I know me and Abe Jackson, the night before you guys played San Jose State, me and Abe went to the Winnipeg San Jose game and sat like 10th row behind the goal, and that was kind of fun on a Friday night, I guess, before your game. But
yeah, I actually saw Abe Jackson at Albertsons yesterday.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. Told me where he lived, saw his kid, met his wife. Good guy. I like Abe.
Abe is a really good guy. Yeah, he comes on our pregame shows and stuff. Tyson, Parker Curry says hi, RJ Keene. I don't know if you know.
You're a fan favorite, RJ.
Do you ever watch NBA games to try to pick up strategies or learn things that would help you potentially?
I would say so. It's the game's so much more faster paced with the shorter shot clock, and so we kind of got our feel of that in Canada. We played on a 24-second shot clock, and there's a lot more possessions in a game. And my interest in like the NBA game is kind of what they do towards the end of a quarter. Try to run certain sets at certain times, whether they try to get a 2-for-1 or even play longer than that. And I really try to now listen to like JJ Redick's podcast or the JJ Redick and LeBron podcast, because they're such great basketball minds, and just trying to get a glimpse into what an NBA player thinks like.
What do you think? Should the ball be advanced to half court on the timeouts? The women's game does it now. What do you think, RJ?
No. You shouldn't be in that situation.
Tyson?
It's also hard when we're playing halves and they're playing quarters. I think it's just a little different. There's some rule different, like with the bonus, and quarters it's 5 fouls, and then us it's 7.5, and then 10. Jordan asked, "Is there an NBA team you think an all Mountain West team would beat?" No.
Any NBA team that's so bad that the 5 best Mountain West players could take them on?
No. Who was the worst team in the league this year? It wasn't the Spurs, and it wasn't the Hornets, was it?
It was the Wizards.
Wizards. I mean, you look at their team. They got Jordan Poole, Corey Kispert, Kyle Kuzma. Those are some all league like type guys that are very, very good professionals, and I don't think people realize the skill level differential between college and pro.
Sure.
Like the bench guys, you could probably have an all bench team from whoever you wanted, and they would beat a lot of college teams, if not all of them.
Well, they always say that for football too. Like, oh, Alabama would beat the Bears or whoever the worst NFL team is, and like they would get skunked.
You got to realize, like, all these NBA players were really, really good college players. Like, they were probably top 1 or 2 on their team most of the time.
Bronco 130, maybe our final comment of the night, wants to know if you guys have, when roaming Albertsons, have you ever helped an older person pull a product from the top shelf? Ever used your size to help you out?
Offers to do that. So I help people pull their bags from, like, Alaskan Airline. I helped this old lady pull her, like, huge bag from there. I felt good. I feel like good karma was due for me. So
you're a nice guy, Keane.
End up losing my golf bag, like, so it was like bad karma, I guess.
You're due for some good karma then. If they lost your bag.
I know. I got it back like 4 days later, a little $150 voucher from Alaska.
They should have given you a little bit more than that, I would have thought.
I was nervous. I had to call Kelly, and I'm like, I need all the receipts. I need to get these. And I was so nervous.
RJ, what as we wrap this up, what's your outlook, I guess, for this offseason in terms of where you hope to improve your game and how motivated you are here? And it looks like there's an opportunity for some playing time available now. What's just kind of your take and your motivation as you continue the offseason here?
Yeah, so in offseason, I met with Whitmer, our strength coach, and I met with Leon. And I'm like, what do I need to get better at? And I told him, like, so we're doing mobility stuff, we're doing defensive stuff, and then I'm doing finishing stuff in the gym, and I'm in the gym like almost either every morning or every night, and just trying to make sure my jumper's consistent enough to make it on a daily basis and just be ready at all times and be in the best shape I can so I can just run up and down the court and be a maniac.
Any final words, Tyson, for RJ before we let him go and wrap up the show?
I just want to appreciate him for coming on. It seems like our viewership's always very good when you come on the show, so appreciate that. And
yeah, it's not because BJ was gaslighting on Twitter or anything.
Nate texted me, I have to pay your appearance fee. I don't know what that would be, but I'll take care of it, I guess. Maybe
a lunch at Chili's or something?
Yeah, we can make that work.
Lean feast, right? Come on.
Yeah, I got my lean feast this morning, actually. We can talk about that after.
I had a lean feast for lunch the other day in the locker room.
There you go. Keane, appreciate it as always, man. You're getting great reviews from the fans and stuff on here. So stay healthy. Good luck finishing finals, and we'll be talking to you soon, man.
Yeah, good luck in the playoffs, BJ. Hopefully your team don't get upset.
We need the RJ Keane speech. Come on, man. Come on out.
They'll be running sprints. I don't like little kids talking back to me.
We'll see you later, Keane. Thanks, man. Gotta love RJ Keane, man. He's one of a kind, Tyson.
He is one of a kind. You gotta love him.
His mom says he didn't even tell her that he was going to be on tonight. She found out on social media. Come on, Keane.
Keane does a lot of good things, and then he forgets that. I think that's kind of important to let your mom know you're on a show or something, because they love watching everything.
Been a fun hour, Tyson. I know we started it off with the big announcement, and we'll wrap it up, I guess, that way. You're 100% locked in for next year. Omar's 100% locked in for next year, and I know you guys are excited to see who you might add, but also for the guys you have. And I know that maybe the fans are a little nervous right now, but it sounds like you and Omar both are still very excited about the potential for this team.
Absolutely. I know it was I was nervous actually coming on the air to do this. I know the comments like really early, like he's nervous, like he's probably not going to come back. I just get nervous like saying stuff like that. I don't know why, but I'm really happy that I'm coming back, and I'm ready to finish out my career the right way. And I'm really excited to see what our team will look like in about a month, and get guys on campus here in June and see where we can go from there.
What's where for you do you want to, as a senior, want to try to take that next step? And I guess we should discuss, a lot of people, myself included, thought you were going to at least put your name in the draft with the intent of probably coming back. But what kind of went into the decision of, not even testing the waters here before your final season?
It's kind of with the nose surgery and everything, and kind of pushing back when I could start, working out and everything, that kind of put a damper on it a little bit. And I had talks with Coach Rice, Coach Burns, a lot of the coaching staff, and we talked about the pros, the cons, and I really weighed on it. And I felt like, just staying in college another year, the pros aren't going to go anywhere. And, as much as it's nice to go get feedback from NBA teams, I can really like look myself in a mirror and be honest and kind of see where I need to work on my game myself. And so that's what, Lex and I are really going to work on my guard skills this year and becoming a better athlete with Whitmer and just trying to improve my all around game. Like I know my post up game is very good, but showing I can score in other ways and also getting that 3-point percentage up.
What do you think is behind the 3-point percentage? Because I know you're a better shooter than that. We all know you're a better shooter than that. And that was kind of the story last year, was maybe that would improve kind of as being not having to maybe, bang down low as much and things like that. And at times it was good, but at times I know you maybe struggle a little more than you would have liked to from the outside. I mean, how much better do you think you still can be from 3-point range?
I know I have it in me to do what I could do my freshman year. And part of it's also moving up in the scouting report. My freshman year, I was probably 5th on there, probably the lowest of the 5 starters. And I did end up getting a lot of open ones. And I think as you grow older and shoot at that clip, you get those threes taken away. And if you look at my conference play numbers, I think it's better than what my career average is. I thought I've shot over 35% every conference year. So I know I'd have it within me. I just got to figure out a way to do it in a non-con.
Well, we're approaching 10,000 views already, total views of this show. So I think we left them hanging a little bit, but I think we delivered with you and Omar both coming back, and it was a fun show. And I hope everybody, I think most people probably expected this, Tyson, but I know we were, a couple people were nervous, he said, and a little, kind of suspense of wonder what was going to happen. I personally thought you'd at least test the waters. I didn't think there was much downside to that for you or Omar. You only get to do it once, at least when you're a senior. But I can see why you wouldn't at all. And I think that's got to be pretty cool for Boise State fans, seeing some of the guys that are leaving and stuff for in this day and age, man. It's pretty rare in college basketball for a guy like you, 4 years, same place, want to finish what you started here. So I commend you. And I know Boise State fans are super pumped, and I'm just pumped that we're hopefully going to get a second season out of the show here.
Yeah, that's the plan. Hoping to keep this thing going, get some of our new teammates on here, and keep this thing rolling.
Well, we appreciate. Let's see. Matthew says the way I said Tyson's here to announce his decision and tell us why he made me nervous. I actually kind of was proud of myself the way I phrased that you wanted to explain your decision to folks, and I think we did a good job. But ultimately, you're back. Omar's back. Going to be a fun year. I think Keane. I think Meadow, Lockett. By the way, we haven't asked. Maybe give us a quick thought on Emmanuel Ugbo, too. I know there's reasons that fans don't know much about him, but I think he's got a chance to be a player for you guys this year, too.
Absolutely. He came over from the Netherlands, and we had I don't remember exactly what the issues were with a transcript or something like that, but he wasn't able to join our team until spring semester, so he redshirted last year. And just the way his work ethic and the way he talks on defense and just the talent level he has, and he's going to fit right into our system very, very well. And I'm really, really excited for him. He's always in the gym, and I'm really, really proud of him, of what he's been able to do. I know, coming in and not being able to play is very, very hard. And I know he's going to be ready for this next year.
Well, I think the proof's in the pudding with what this coaching staff has done out there in the portal and with what you guys have done in terms of 3 straight trips to the big dance. So a lot of reasons to be excited. Robbie Robinson says super pumped is the understatement of the year that you and Omar are back. So Tyson, appreciate you Kip says you thought of the donut deal before you made the decision.
Definitely had to keep that thing rolling too. That's an important NIL deal with me.
We appreciate all the sponsors and folks that have made this show possible. Obviously, Idaho Central Credit Union. You're wearing the shirt there. I know that you're hoping to re-up with them, and we appreciate Idaho Central Credit Union for their support of both Bronco Nation News. They're one of our biggest sponsors, and also this show for the year. So we appreciate everybody at Idaho Central Credit Union. Again, ICCU.com. I wish my family had made the switch earlier, Tyson. We switched over to them after we had started to deal with them, and I didn't realize what I was missing. Just so easy to use. The mobile app, transferring money, everything is just and I know you're happy as well, and thankful for Idaho Central Credit Union.
Absolutely. Very, very thankful I made the switch. And, being from Spokane, they're adding some branches up there. I know they're up to 2. I think they're working on a 3rd up there. I think there's one in the Valley as well. So they're moving their way up into Eastern Washington. So nice to have a credit union that I can access both here and at home in Spokane. So a lot of great things at ICCU, and I recommend you to join them, whenever you can, hopefully soon.
Well, I've told you this before, Tyson, on the air, off the air. I mean, I've interviewed, talked to, gotten to know probably hundreds of college pro players, whatever, over the 15 years since I graduated college and been doing this. And you're right there at the top of the list in terms of your maturity and your professionalism. And when we ask bad questions after a loss, you're always graceful and giving solid answers and talking to us. And you're never the guy we have to worry about looking in the police records on Sunday mornings in terms of what's going on. So just wanted to say kudos to you, man. You got a bright future and you handled this all the right way, and excited to continue working with you and covering you and watching you play for another season. And it should be a really fun year. I think it's going to be exciting to see who you guys add in the portal and what this team looks like next year.
Absolutely. I can't wait for next year. And now it's all about grinding and getting better right now.
There he is, Tyson Degenhart. My name is BJ Rains. Again, appreciate everybody for checking us out. Thanks to Idaho Central Credit Union. Thanks to Dave over at Lean Feast. Thanks to everybody that makes this show possible. And again, go subscribe to BNN if you can. The promo code's there at the bottom. We'd love to have you become a paying subscriber. And again, if you want to see Tyson, RJ, some of the coaches out at the golf tournament, we're down to just a couple foursomes left. It's May 31st out at Timberstone. You can email me, rains@bronconationnews.com, or you can just check out bronconationnews.com/golf to get more information if you want to come hang out with Tyson and RJ and some of the guys and play some golf. And so, Tyson, appreciate you. Thank you to all the comments. Thank you to the record viewership. We're now over 9,800 views already, approaching 10,000. So thanks to Jeff Goodman and everybody that mid-March Madness, or I guess mid-major madness. I saw some others that retweeted it all. So fun show, really cool. Glad we could make the announcement, and we'll get geared up for year two here. And we'll take a month off or so. I think we started in June last year. Maybe we can fire it up again sometime in June and keep this thing rolling and have some fun with it. So best of luck with finals, Tyson, and we'll talk to you soon, man. Thanks everybody for checking us out. Have a great rest of your evening. Looking forward to it. Jay Tust and I will be back 9 a.m. tomorrow with Bronco Nation News Live. We'll obviously get into the news of this and what it means for the team, and we'll talk some football as well. 9 a.m. tomorrow, Jay Tust and myself on Bronco Nation News Live. So have a great rest of your evening. We'll talk to you later. Again, the Tyson Degenhart Show presented by Idaho Central Credit Union. Big news, Tyson and Omar coming back, and I know excitement's going to keep building with this basketball team, and we'll see just what they can do here in the next couple of weeks. So get excited, folks, and we'll have you covered. We'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News Live here at Bronco Nation.